to authenticate this document. It's clearly not authentic because it refers to the date when it was adopted, and there's a picture underneath of the Sandyhook Elementary School course at the Super Bowl, which we all know took place sometime in 2013.
So you don't have a copy of the policy?
Just cut the picture. That's the policy. Just cut the picture off.
We'll just hold this up.
How about for sake of we'll allow for ID purposes for the testimony?
It's fine. I also question the relevance of it.
Well, let's see what they do.
So it's just this page, right?
Please.
All right, we're gonna mark this as inconsistencies. This is for 461-0B for ID.
Yes. ID purposes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, if we do this, we're gonna kind of for 823, we have A and B, for 461, we have A and B.
Can you see?
Yes, thank you. Your Honor, I have no further questions for Mr. Halbig.
Okay.
This document's not just for ID.
Just for ID for the time being.
But they haven't asked any questions, so we'll hold on for that. You'll follow up with this later?
Yes.
Okay. You have a witness call?
Yes. Newtown Police Chief Kehoe, who's under subpoena.
President, police chief here?
Yeah.
Why don't we,
One right here.
yeah, sure. Look, I don't know what that is.
It's a subpoena.
Attorney Wilson, do you want to move your... Attorney Wilson,
Yes.
just move your pocket. Tell me this over.
Chief, we get sworn in? You solemnly and sincerely affirm that the evidence you shall give to free and question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth on the case, following the perjury?
I do.
Chief, give your name for the record.
Michael, Kehoe, spell last name, Kehoe.
Good afternoon, Chief Kehoe. My name is Attorney Kay Wilson. I represent Mr. Halbig. I just have a few questions for you. Did you state your name and title for the record already? I was looking at some documents. So your title is Chief of Police of the town of Newtown?
Yes,
Okay. How long have you been the police chief of the city of Newtown?
since 2001.
Okay. And did you take an oath when taking that job?
Yes.
Okay. Can you remind us of what that oath said?
Follow the laws of the state of Connecticut, the Constitution of the United States of America.
Okay. Has anybody asked you not to discuss the incident of December 14, 2012?
Can you repeat the question?
Has anybody asked you not to discuss the incident of December 14, 2012?
No.
Okay. And so, what is a detailed call for service report?
That's certainly for the question.
I'm asking you what a detailed call for service report is. I'm going to show you a document. And let me hand it first to your counsel and give a copy to you. Here's the copy, sir. And
Thank you.
so you see the document that I've referred to, which has as a title, Detailed Call for Service Report. Chief Kehoe?
Yes.
Okay. So, have you ever seen a document like this before?
Yes.
Is this an official police record?
Yes.
And what does it purport to describe or to report?
It's a call for service report. 12 Dickinson Drive. Dispatch time is 12/14/2012 at 093655. And among other information on this document.
I read that as 9:35, but you, where do you see that, sir? 093655? Let's do that. Let's do that. Do you have to answer the question, sir?
I'm sorry, let me know.
The question was, what is this timestamp for this, or the time for the call that came in?
The dispatch time is 12/14/2012 at 093655.
Where do you see that on the document?
Below the call for service number line.
Oh, I see, right here. Very good. Okay, and when did that call come in?
Call came in 12/14/2012 at 9:35:43.
Okay, and what was the call type?
Unwanted person.
And what does that mean, sir?
That's irrelevant.
Commissioner, I would submit that we're trying to figure out if this is an authentic document, if it purports to be what it actually is, if it's a relevant question because we're not sure that we've really gotten the documents that we've requested.
Yeah, well, question.
The point is you're questioning the authenticity of the document that's provided?
Well, it purports to be a detailed call for service report for December 14, 2012. And the town of Newtown, and it says 911 caller, 12 Dickinson Drive. And Chief Kehoe has indicated that the call type was unwanted person. So I asked him, what does that mean?
Okay.
The generic term that we use from our CAD RMS system, which is a integrated dispatch records management system, indicating that this person has not been invited to this particular location.
Okay, thank you. Is there, Your Honor, I'd like to put this into the record.
Objection. Well,
I understand what they're.
Does that clarify whether it's an authentic document or not?
Well, I'm not sure. I need further testimony.
So the claim, so.
He's testified that
This is
this is
a
an
document
official
that was
document.
provided in response to your request, right?
It's not a true document.
All right, so may I further hear the witness, Your Honor, as to this document?
Yes.
Okay. So, I'm directing your attention to this 911 caller from 12 Dickinson Drive. What was the priority of this particular call?
This particular document says it's a medium priority.
Chief Kehoe, to your best understanding of this series of events and the calls that came into your station, isn't it true that the first caller on this day regarding the 12 Dickinson Drive incident at Sandyhook in the town of Newtown was that there was a report of shots fired?
Objection.
Let's stick to the relevancy of the document at hand.
Well, it goes to the issue of whether this has been doctored,
You're
and whether
asking,
it's
I think the
the
question
document that we requested.
you're asking questions whether this is relevant. Now you're saying that there's a change.
We don't know.
Well, let's stay focused on the request for the document.
I was trying to suggest, how does your question get to that point?
I believe that a document which would have been the detailed call for service report concerning this particular incident would have been a high priority call type involving shots fired. The document we have been given through our FOIA requests indicates that it was a medium priority and that it was for an unwanted person. It calls into question whether or not we have in fact received the documents that we duly requested through the FOIA request process, which is upon appeal directly at issue in this hearing.
I think we're starting to get to the real heart of this matter, which is that this isn't really about the documents. It's about a belief that the events on
I'm going to
12/14
object to that testimony by Attorney Frank. This is about the FOIA requests. The motivations behind Mr. Halbig is that he's a concerned citizen, a brave one at that, and that he is, he has, like any citizen of this country, has an opportunity through the Connecticut FOIA laws to request public, non-privileged, non-exempt documents.
And they've been provided.
We don't know that.
You have the document, you just don't believe it.
If you want to continue with the document.
It's at odds with the facts as we know them. I'd still like to put this in for the
The
Commissioner's
fact that we know
consideration.
this is that 26 people were killed on 12/14.
Objection to the testimony of counsel.
You're giving testimony now. You're
Yeah.
not sworn in to do so. I think that question was whether that is put into the record as Exhibit showing that.
I do not have an objection if it's being offered as a document that was produced under response to FOIA.
For purposes, we're going to put this in, being stipulated that this is a document that you have received as a response to the FOI request.
That is correct, Your Honor. Thank you. Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, you don't have a copy. This guy?
Oh, you do not. My apologies.
This, and this is for,
Yeah.
can I sell it?
I didn't quite hear you.
This is 461. This is the,
4, 6, yes, this would be,
The response.
yes, this is relevant to FIC 2014-461 Attorney Brown. Thank you. And Your Honor, I mean, Attorney Brown, you marked this as which exhibit? C?
Yes.
Okay, very good, thank you. Okay. Thank you, Commissioner. I'm going to hand you another document for two copies for you and your counsel, Chief Kehoe. Okay. So, just a preliminary word here regarding this document, Chief Kehoe, it purports to be a daily incident log. Do you recognize it as such?
Yes, I do.
Okay, is this an official record of the Newtown Police Department?
Yes.
Okay, and I direct your attention to page 3 of this document, which has been marked as Complainant's Exhibit C. Are you looking at page 3?
Yes.
Looks like it's for, correct me if I'm wrong, sir, but this is for December 14, 2012 at 9:35? At the top of the page?
Yes.
Okay. What is the incident type there?
Unwanted person,
And the location or venue?
12 Dickinson Drive.
Okay, you understood that to be Sandyhook Elementary School?
Yes.
Okay. Now, there seems to be a list of units. I'm counting. Looks like there were 22 units that are identified. Were those all Newtown units? Newtown Police Department units?
Again, I would object, and I'm going to ask you what this has to do with the subject of this appeal.
okay.
Well,
You answer
the question, yes, sir. Your Honor, we have requested under FIC 14461, our Exhibit CA is the FOIA request dated April 25th, 2014, in which we asked the police department for call log sheets, particularly under subparagraph 3 of that FOIA request. Subparagraph 3B, we asked for copies of all communications for December 14, 2012, from 6 a.m. through 6 p.m. between the Newtown Police Department and the Connecticut State Police Trooper 1 helicopter. Mr. Halliday testified we did not receive that. My inquiry is whether or not there is indicia in here of communications so that if they exist, then the next question would be why did you not get them? So my question...
That was the document that you're looking at now, is that the call log? Or
Yes, it is.
That's the subject.
It's the incident.
Daily incident log. Well, so...
Good question.
For that limited purpose.
For the purpose of
I'll
discussing
withdraw my objection, definitely.
this Trooper 1 helicopter.
So just so I'm clear on the question. And the question was, were all those units the Newtown police units?
Yes, sir, that was the question.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, 5% after one. So, Chief Kehoe, to your understanding or your remembrance of December 14, 2012, do you know whether or not there was any communication between the Newtown Police Department and Connecticut State Police Trooper 1 helicopter?
Objection. This is under FOIA, they're entitled to documents. So whether there are communications or not is irrelevant. The question is whether there are any documents regarding the communications.
May I?
Can you rephrase the question? Yeah, can you rephrase it if there were any documents regarding the communications in writing between the Newtown Police Department and the Trooper 1 helicopter?
Thank you, Commissioner, I will. Chief Kehoe, do you know whether or not there are any transcripts of communications for December 14, 2012 from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. between the Newtown Police Department and the Connecticut State Police Trooper 1 helicopter?
To the best of my knowledge, there are no communications.
No communications?
That's correct.
There were no communications between the Newtown Police Department and the Trooper 1 helicopter for the state police.
That's an answer.
Her question was transcripts of communications. So do you mean to say, to your knowledge, there was no transcripts of communications?
Well,
I think that was your question.
that was my question, but I think his testimony is what it is. I guess I respectfully take issue with Your Honor asking if he needs to say,
Well,
no, we all
Try
due
to
respect,
clarify.
sir. Understood.
Can clarify
Understood.
your answer before now. So, could we want to think one thing, then we move next something else?
Chief, are you aware of any transcripts?
Objection to counsel redirecting my testimony.
Fine, I'm just trying to
My
help out.
question. I appreciate that, Attorney Frank. I'm all set. So, Chief Kehoe, do you know whether or not there's any audio of communications between your department and the Trooper 1 helicopter for the state police on that day?
There is no audio, to the best of my knowledge.
Okay? If I may just have a second, Your Honor. For purposes of moving forward, I'll suspend that line of inquiry just for a moment and ask Chief Kehoe. Chief Kehoe, were there any, are you aware that Mr. Halbig was at the Newtown Police Department yesterday reviewing purported dash cam videos from Lieutenants Lieutenant Seago and Seabrook?
Yes.
Okay. Now, sir, I'm just reminding you you're under oath, but I'd like to ask you whether or not you know whether or not those dash cam recordings contain a date, signature, and a timestamp, as well as a listing of the police car or unit and the officer.
Could you repeat the question, please?
Do the dash cam videos typically contain a date stamp, the time, the unit, or an officer's name in the video?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell us why there was no date stamp or time on the video shown to Mr. Helbig yesterday by your executive secretary?
What you reviewed yesterday was a copy. The best we could do to copy our in-car camera system to a medium that could be viewed by you, and that was our best attempt to copy it.
So if the originals had date and time stamps on them, how did those date and time stamps fall off of the copies which were given to us for viewing yesterday?
I'm not sure they did.
Did you review
They're embedded in that copy of the video reviewed yesterday.
And how do you know that?
Because I viewed it.
And did you actually see them appear on the screen?
Yes.
Superimposed on the video?
Yes.
We are blessed today to have with us the President of the United States, who, upon meeting with Pat and I just a little while ago, said that the most difficult day of his presidency.
For two reasons. One is it's impossible for me to authenticate this document. It's clearly not authentic because it refers to a date that was adopted, and there's a picture underneath of the Sandyhook Elementary School course at the Super Bowl, which we all know took place sometime in 2013.
So you don't have a copy of the policy from...
Just cut the, that's the policy, just cut the picture off.
We'll just hold this up.
How about, for sake of, we'll allow for ID purposes for the testimony?
It's fine. I also question the relevance of it.
Oh, let's see what they...
So it's just this page right here?
Please.
All right, we're gonna mark this as exhibit. If this is for 461, so that would be B for ID.
Yes. ID purposes. Completeness.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, if we do this a little kind of, for 823, we have A and B, for 461, we have A.
Can you hit C?
Yes, thank you. Your Honor, I have no further questions for Mr. Halbig.
Okay.
This document's not just for ID.
It's ready for the time being.
But they haven't asked any questions, so we'll hold off for that. You'll follow up with us later?
Yes.
If you have any witness to call?
Yes. Newtown Police Chief Kehoe, who's under subpoena.
He's president.
For this here?
Yeah.
While we, so,
One right here.
yeah, sure. Look, I don't know what that is.
It's a subpoena.
Attorney Wilson, do you want to move your... Attorney Wilson,
Yes.
just move your black votes. I'll move the chair.
Chief, this morning, you solemnly and sincerely affirm and declare that the evidence you shall give to face my question shall be the truth, the full truth, and nothing but the truth on the case, following perjury?
I do.
Chief, will the name for the record?
Michael Kehoe, spelled last name Kehoe.
Good afternoon, Chief Kehoe. My name is Attorney Kay Wilson. I represent Mr. Halbig. I just have a few questions for you. Did you state your name and title for the record already? Let's look at some documents. So your title is the police of the town of Newtown?
Yes,
Okay. How long have you been the police chief of the city of Newtown?
since 2001.
Okay. And did you take an oath when taking that job?
Yes.
Okay. Can you remind us of what that oath said?
Follow the laws of the state of Connecticut, the Constitution of the United States of America.
Okay.
Sure. Look, I don't know what that is.
It's a subpoena.
Attorney Wilson, do you want to move your... Attorney Wilson,
Yes.
just move your black votes. I'll move the chair.
Chief, this morning, you solemnly and sincerely affirm and declare that the evidence you shall give to face my question shall be the truth, the full truth, and nothing but the truth on the case, following perjury?
I do.
Chief, will the name for the record?
Michael Kehoe, spelled last name Kehoe.
What is a detailed call for service report?
Not certain for the question.
I'm asking you what a detailed call for service report is. I'm going to show you a document. And let me hand it first to your counsel. and give a copy to you. Here's 2 copies, sir. And
Thank you.
so you see the document that I've referred to, which has as a title detailed call for service report, Chief Kehoe?
Yes.
Okay. So, have you ever seen a document like this before?
Yes.
Is this an official police record? Good afternoon, Chief Kehoe. My name is Attorney Kay Wilson. I represent Mr. Helbig. I just have a few questions for you. Did you state your name and title for the record already? Let's look at some documents. So your title is Chief of Police for the town of Newtown?
Yes.
Okay. How long have you been the police chief of the city of Newtown?
Since 2001.
Okay. And did you take an oath when taking that job?
Yes.
Okay. Can you remind us of what that oath said?
Follow the laws of the state of Connecticut, the Constitution of the United States of America.
Okay. Has anybody asked you not to discuss the incident of December 14, 2012?
Can you repeat the question?
Has anybody asked you not to discuss the incident of December 14, 2012?
No.
Okay. And so,
Yeah, if we do this a little kind of, for 823, we have A and B, for 461, we don't have anything.
Can you proceed?
yes, thank you. Your Honor, I have no further questions for Mr. Halbig.
Okay.
This document's not just right.
It's right here for the time being.
But they haven't asked any questions, so we'll hold on for them. You'll follow up with this later?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a witness to call?
Yes. Newtown Police Chief Kehoe, who's under subpoena.
Mr. President,
The police chief here?
Yeah.
Okay, why don't we, show the third time?
One right here. We need to authenticate this document. It's clearly not authentic because it refers to the date that it was adopted, and there's a picture underneath of the Sandyhook Elementary School course at the Super Bowl, which we all know took place sometime in 2015.
So you don't have a copy of the policy?
that's the policy, just cut the picture off.
We'll just hold this up.
How about, for sake of, we'll allow for ID purposes for the testimony?
It's fine. I also question the relevance of it.
Well, we'll see what they do.
So it's just this page right here?
Please.
All right, we're gonna mark this as, so that, if this is for 461, so that'll be B for ID?
Yes. ID purposes. Complaints.
Yes.
Thank you.
And you-